And we're going to see the first game out of the potential best of three today. And again, I very much hope that it's going to be all three games goodness for us.
Oh, absolutely. If it goes to a game 3, I'm just going to be so happy about it because we know that this is going to be highly competitive, right, Solari?
Yes. Oh, it is going to be extremely competitive. We're talking about two very, very strong teams here. But before we talk about the teams, I really want to have a very quick chat before we go any further about Kindred, because it's something I haven't really given much thought about. Oh, thank you very much. That's a beautiful skin, by the way, one of my favorite ones.
Right?
Yeah. But while she's walking into the enemy jungle, this is exactly what I wanted to talk about. She has received an indirect nerfs in this preseason because the country jungling is not that efficient anymore. How does it feel to be Kindred in the preseason? Oh, that hurt a little bit.
I guess that's no problem at all since they were already trying to reset, but I guess they're just going to stay in lane this time. But yeah, I think it's something that we're going to see how it unleashes, because if 26 Dreams gets a nice advantage on Kindred, it can still be super, super great. I don't think it would be that much affected, but I agree with you. It's what's it called, like a side effect nerf for her because of the changes in the preseason. We have both junglers starting on opposite sides for this one. Yeah.
Okay, exciting. We have seen so many games today already where both junglers are starting from the top and rotating to the bottom, which makes total sense considering how everybody's playing around the bot side of the map these days. But this Kindred has another thought on her mind.
Yes, she does. So this time around, Karina may have chosen, I mean, they're going for red. I don't think they have vision. Yes, they do not have vision on the Kindred. Huh, yeah, we have...
It's the double buff and then a gank for the bot lane scenario potentially. And if it's going to happen, I am in love. This is going to be extremely aggressive.
Yes, it is. But it really is going to depend on how this bot lane is going to counter the push. We have Varus, we have Nautilus. What we're going to see from Ezreal is that he knows, well, he's already level 2, so he knows he can dodge the abilities, so they're not feeling pressured at all. They're getting just the last hit here. Freezing the wave, of course, because they don't want it to be super shoved for the Bel'Veth to join and get the gank, as you mentioned.
Yeah, but this Bel'Veth is not going directly to the bot lane so far. She's still staying in her jungle, clearing a little bit more before she rotates there, while Kindred is in the completely opposite side of the map. So if this Bel'Veth decided to have any action around the bot side, that would have been pretty easy, because no counter gank possibility here for you. But considering how much G2 Hell are still shoving the lane into the enemy's turret, not that much anymore, but just before that, we could see how far they won the map. It was really hard for Bel'Veth to do anything around it. Plus, it's an early game Bel'Veth, not really too much she can do, just like Kindred, but Kindred doesn't agree with me.
Yeah, she does not, and she's going on Lysia. The stun is going to land very, very close. The commitment is going to get a first blood and the takedown back from Lysia. But I mean, it's first blood for QLASH nonetheless, so that was good. I think at the end of the day, they committed to it and they managed to get the kill. If they hadn't, that would have been a disaster, but they did, so I think I'll take the 1-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you get the first blood, going so aggressively into the enemy's territory and under their turret, this is a good first blood, and this is a good death that you're giving away. Could have been better, of course, but I don't see how in this scenario Kindred is getting out of that alive. What is important for her right now is that Pantheon didn't have to use absolutely any of the summoner spells or just anything at all, so he's still staying there, while Ornn is going to come back to the lane without the teleport because he just teleported, and without the flash, so it's a major advantage for Pantheon.
Oh, definitely is, and considering that Pantheon is not running that teleport, it's running the Ignite, so that can make for such incredible and aggressive gameplays. We don't have vision, now we do, so nice one there from G2 spotting Kindred. And as we have been saying, Solari, spotting the jungler is one of the biggest things you have to do in the early game, isn't it?
Yeah, that was aggressive, but that's Ezreal we're talking about. He's just getting... Columbo.
Yeah, the nice hook there. Oh my god, the damage exploded. Columbo, though, is still healing up on those potions. Henkel close to taking down Shine on Me. Gets the 1v1 kill. Wow. I'm very impressed how that... At the end of the day, it was a 1-for-1. I'm very impressed. I thought it was going to be terrible at some point, but then the kiting from Shine on Me was very sure that if they kept on going, it was a guaranteed kill.
That looked bad for both teams at different moments.
Right?
Yeah, but in the end, we're still going 2-2. It's fascinating how both teams are managing to keep the kill score absolutely the same no matter what happens on the map. This is extremely aggressive from Nautilus here, but that's what you expect. Nautilus is pretty much one-shot champion during the laning phase. You need to go in, you need to be that aggressive, but sometimes it can be a little bit too much. Even if you're running Ignite and you're throwing it on the enemy support, it just might not be enough for you. But when you have such an AD carry as Shine on Me, you manage to get out of this tricky situation still with a kill for your team.
Yes, and not only that, it's a trade for 1 kill for Varus and 1 kill for Renata. So you take that over a support kill any day. So guaranteeing the first kill for Varus is super, super great. They're starting off with the pressure on taking down this first Drake of the game. Is going to be a Cloud one. They don't have vision. Nothing. It's all dark here, so it's going to be very much uncontested, especially since it's so early into the game. I don't think G2 would be expecting that to happen. So maybe that's going to answer to us that Clash has indeed the potential of being more versatile and adaptable.
And I love seeing that adaptability from them. And also, it's really funny how you're mentioning the vision around the Dragon Pit. Right before all that action started happening on the bot lane, I had a look at the minimap, and all the river on the bot side of the map was covered in the wards from G2. But the moment Clash go towards the Drake, there is absolutely nothing from them anymore. Oh, look at this little skull crab, and this is the mark for our Kindred girl.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So it's showing us that she's going to rotate for the bottom path again. We're going to have possibly something to fight on. If she wants to get the mark, we're going to have Vax getting the vision around there because she knows Kindred has to go at some point to take that one for herself. But bot lane, once again, G2 looks to be... I think they're just freezing.
Yes.
Yeah, that it doesn't look like they're gonna see Bel'Veth anytime soon close to that lane.
But you don't want to be overextending, but at the same time, it's better to be safe than sorry, considering that we're still talking about Vax that's sitting on the mid lane. She is past her level 6, and she has the possibility to suddenly appear pretty much anywhere on the map if she needs to join any fight happening. So, you better be careful about whatever's happening on the map as both teams right now on the bot lane. So both of them want to be freezing. Both of them want to be a little bit more careful, but maybe not on the top side of the map because Karina is here and she needs to shut down 26 streams and go for the mark. That would be the ideal outcome of this little standoff on the river.
Yes, and they're able to push her off. 26 streams has to go back to under her tower. So they're getting some nice pressure into the river. They're going to rotate for the bottom path. As you mentioned, we're going to see them contesting that mark so they can deny Kindred as much as they can because she was the one that got the first blood. So let's not forget about it. If you let her scale, it's going to be very scary for G2. At the same time, since they already know that Kindred is around the area, probably taking this blue buff, they have deep warded, they're going for the Herald, and they know that the mark is on the other side of the map, so they're safe to do it.
Yeah, it's the question of what Kindred is going to prioritize at this moment, and you know that she has to go and prioritize the mark because she needs to start scaling as soon as possible. The mark has already been on the map for quite some time, and you know that another mark is not going to spawn unless you kill the first one. So she goes for the mark, at the same time you go for the Herald, you take it very happily. Question is, where are you going to release the Herald?
That's a good question indeed. Maybe we're gonna see a rotation for the bottom lane, and we see something happening there, getting... Well, the wave has pushed towards the red side now, so maybe it would be a good possibility. We have Bel'Veth also on the side of the map. She's probably going to rotate for the blue buff and get something happening there. Maybe dropping the Herald as well. I think it's possible.
Definitely so. I mean, dropping the Herald on the bot lane is usually one of the safest options you can do. I'm also looking at the Dragon timers. We have 1 minute and 46 seconds before the next one is going to spawn. An Infernal one, by the way, so a good one. And you can see quite often when the Herald is being postponed until it is almost a Drake time, so you can apply an additional pressure to either of the lanes and have the enemy rotate there instead of securing the area around the Drake. Another potential scenario here for G2.
Yeah, and one thing you mentioned, Solari, was how G2 had wards, but at the moment where it was most important, it felt like their wards had just run out. And I think that's what we have right now. Thank you so much to Observer. We have those wards a little scattered around from G2, but then the whole entirety of the river has blue vision. Clash has everything, including the Scuttle Crab.
Oh, that's a mark. That's Kindred's mark that was just denied for her. And it's a great possibility for G2 to enter Kindred's jungle and catch her off guard. And this is exactly what they're doing. Look at Karina. But 26 Dreams is just spitting up and running away.
Yeah, she's gonna pop the ghost on that one. Now she's turning the kite all the other way around. The ultimate from Pantheon has joined as well. It was a little out of position.
Yeah.
For that sort of a distance, the casting time is going to take longer than what your enemies are gonna take to walk out of it. So
Yeah.
maybe it was a waste on that one. So G2 now does know that the enemy top laner doesn't have their unite. Oh, Colombo though looks to be a little oppressive here, but the hook lands. It's the hostile takeover. It doesn't hit the most important target. Shine on Me just gets the damage from that first Q from Henkel. And unfortunately for G2, they are 2 ultimates down for this trade, whereas the other bot lane has almost everything and a Hextech flash as well.
Yes, and here comes the Herald on the minute that we were expecting from Karina. It's going to pop a little bit into the mid lane turret, providing you with some additional gold and providing you with quite a lot of additional pressure around the Dragon Pit. Look at G2 there. Oh my god, look at Colombo getting hit here.
Yeah.
But you know you can be a little bit more aggressive here, knowing how many ultimates, 3 of them are down right now for Clash, and those are important ones. But Colombo, you're off position, and you're gonna get caught, and this is a beautiful Lamb's Respite, allowing Kindred to live for a little bit longer, but he's just delaying the inevitable death. And here we go. Tifa is going down, though, but look at his health bars. Everybody is so low, but kills are just, they keep happening. This Pantheon, all this gold, all this attention towards the top lane is finally starting to pay off. It's 3 kills down for Clash.
Yes, and Clash is building up. That comeback on this one. Let's have a look at the replay. Once again, malicious mode going for a nice hook, landing on Colombo there. They don't have their ulti, so there's going to be extra better for Clash. They land the Nautilus ulti. Karina is going to go down on health. Colombo to 26 Dreams. They land a lovely ultimate, as you mentioned. They are invulnerable for a little bit longer, and they manage to get even more out of it. They keep on dealing damage. Shine on Me, uncontested, doesn't have anyone to deny them, and the damage is just coming one after the other, and Clash secures a lovely, lovely fight to their advantage.
And they secure... No, they don't secure the Drake. They're doing it just now. They're still alive. But Devil Trigger suddenly is becoming a very big thing. Like, come on, we have 3 big things on the side of Clash right now. Just look at the kill distribution. It's a really lovely one. And the items are already popping in for those important champions. But Devil Trigger, well, first of all, before I continue, it's again the Cam Dragon, the Cam Soul. All the 3 games I cast today, all of them have the soul. It's some coincidence or a curse, I'm not even sure. But Devil Trigger, is he going to be even bigger as the game progresses? Because already he is a problem for G2. The problem is he's on the back lane of their team, and they cannot kill him on time before he kills anything.
Yeah, they're getting a nice little... Oh, okay. The attempt on the hook, the blink from Ezreal as well. You gotta really respect this big Nautilus here, doing so much for the engagers on the side of Clash. And totally, Solari, I believe that the Pantheon can become such a big threat. They already are. They have switched the lanes now, so Devil Trigger is on the bottom side now. They're going to be just pushing the lane. There's nobody there. Ornn is in the mid lane this time. So it's very easy to decide to put Pantheon down there and rotate your bottom lane, because that Varus is already 2-0-3.
You put that Varus on the top lane, making sure that he secures the terrain around the second Herald for you, while Pantheon is on the bot lane, pushing very hardly, which means that Bel'Veth could potentially go and take Kindred's mark, but this is not the ideal scenario for her, because she needs to be pretty much everywhere else on the map, but not on that mark.
Yes, definitely. They're pushing quite aggressively here in the mid lane. Damage coming from the Syndra, the stun, and the hook to finalize. The Haste Fangirl getting the execute with their ulti. It's going to be another one down on the second one to follow. G2 are falling one after the other to 26 Dreams. Nice dodge on that one. Was that the ulti? No, I think it was just the ability there from Renata Glass.
Yeah.
But definitely building such a great spot for them for the fight on this Herald. Solari, Colombo, Henkel, though, are around the corner, and maybe they're going to try to Okay,
No.
they don't have
No,
anything.
no.
It would just be a quick shot or something, but they don't even have the space to do it.
Yeah, they had a little look into the pit to see if maybe there was an opportunity, but no, there never was an opportunity, so they had to leave it to be. So another Herald going to Clash, and another beautiful victory going to Clash, actually, because look at that, 8-3 we go as the result of this fight, and the goal difference is starting to pile up for them. This is what, 6 minus 2, it's 4-ish, I believe. Again, I do not do the math, and I do not recommend to anyone because it's not fun.
Yeah, definitely not my forte either. But Solari, look at that. It's not only we have 8-3, the 4K gold, the Kindred has 7 of those 8.
Ooh.
7 kill participation out of 8 in the game. So that is impressive from 26 Dreams. Really applying pressure all around the map. As you said, that is one thing that Vex kinda needs to do, but unfortunately they're not in the greatest of positions to counter them themselves.
Yeah, oh, we have the replay of what was happening here. First of all, what is happening here is a lot of damage coming from the Clash side before the fight even starts, which helps them a lot when they finally engage into it. There is an absolutely beautiful, finally we're being treated to a beautiful hostile takeover from G2 Colombo, but unfortunately it's not enough to do anything else because there is no follow-up possible for G2 because they're already way too behind in this fight. They have already lost it by the time this hostile takeover happens.
Yes, and we're approaching the 1 minute mark for the next Drake. Most of the wards coming from, I believe, Clash. They disappeared. No, they're still there. They haven't expired just yet. But we see how Clash is rotating now for a possible reconvene here in the mid lane. And I was going to point out as well that I absolutely forgot. I think that's fine. I think it's your turn to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Devil Trigger says that it's my turn to go in. She goes in, but there is not much to do here. Again, another ultimate from Pantheon just thrown in there. G2 know that it's not available for some time for them anymore, but the dragon is going to respawn so soon, and G2 are so far away from the pit, and it's going to be really hard for them to even approach it.
Yeah, we're burying a 5k gold lead now, and Clash really building up on that one. 26 Dreams around the corner. They have really been the ones alongside Malicious Mode to be able to engage on these fights. The stun from Syndra is great. Hits everyone so close to taking them down. Renata Glask is the first one. Lysia is going down too. The takedown from the Ignite is going to be enough. And Clash is not sleeping on any of these team fights. Not only that, they're going for incredible engages, especially with the Syndra, especially with an Nautilus. Oh, Tifa, though. I don't think they have vision. They do not. But they just decide to try and defend this one. Maybe go for a flank. But they have hit it. The instant flash is so nice. The hook going on the Tifa. Tifa is going down so low on health. And they take everyone that was standing in this mid lane. Hera's gonna have another charge. They're gonna take down the tier 2, and Clash is dominating the first game.
So we're talking about 12-3 already, and 3 dragons and 2 heralds in the pockets of Clash. No, 1 herald actually, the first one was taken by Karina. So 1 herald and 3 dragons were sitting on the console point. This is very big for Clash, but I absolutely love the fact that we haven't really been talking about Syndra too much except when in the fights, because come on, she's not doing much on the map, but whenever there is a fight, you know that this is going to be fun. Girl going in, throwing this stun and this damage, and it's going to immediately delete someone from the game. Which means that whenever the fight actually starts, G2 are already in the -1 position, and they cannot really continue fighting because the fight again is already lost to them before it even fully goes on.
Yes, and if we have a look at, for example, the CS, we see how G2 is not letting themselves fall that much behind, even though they're very behind in gold and in kills. All the ulti from the Pantheon is gonna land. Colombo very close. Oh, they miss it! Oh, no, okay, that no, okay. Oh, yeah. Sometimes it feels, with that resurrection, it kind of feels like the person's gonna be alive forever, and then you remember, okay, they have to get a kill, so that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, you get this little glimpse of hope, but then you remember that actually this is false hope, and you get a little bit sad again. Oh, we have another fight though. Karina is being caught in a little bit of a misposition, even though it's her own jungle, but it doesn't matter anymore because it's 3 members of the enemy team catching you off guard. And it's an important moment because look at the beautiful view of Mr. Baron appearing in his speed. Beautiful time considering that the enemy jungler just went down.
Yeah, they were absolutely coordinating that with Riot because it was perfect. The timing on that one. The little ward is going to be dropped. The vision is going to be denied as soon as possible. The on-horn is there. They're going to get something out of it. Blue team has lain the Baron Nashor. One of them goes in. It's going to be Kindred. Sorry, it's going to be Vax. And Vax is going to fall as quickly as she joined the party. And QLASH are really looking relentless in this game, approaching 10k gold lead.
Okay, I know they're doing great, but can we have a moment of appreciation for Tifa? Because she flew in so relentlessly and the damage output, the immediate burst was huge on shot on me. The health bar immediately went more than half the way down, but you still have Kindred on the backline, and we've talked about it already, so as long as there is Kindred around you, no, it's going to be fine. As long as there is Kindred around you on the backline, you're going to leave, even if Vex decides to fly right into you. So she flies in, but unfortunately, there is no way out for her anymore.
Yes, I think one thing that has been very consistent about QLASH, and it's actually one of the things we highlighted about G2 in the previous game, was how much they have been able to coordinate the positioning with the objectives on the map. Sometimes it even looks a little fake with that Baron, as we mentioned, because it was just so precise. But it's something that is working out for them so well, and it's because since the beginning of the game, from the pressure that 26 Streams has been able to apply all throughout the map, as we mentioned at one point, they had like 90% kill participation. That's insane.
Yeah. I'm still looking at what QLASH are doing right now on the map. Can you see that? They still have the Baron buff running on them, and they are destroying the in turrets right now. This bot lane is going to be completely open for them. The mid lane as well. And do you know what it means? Because look at the dragon timer. Do you see that beautiful dragon? By the way, the dragon there is incorrect, but the timer is very much correct. You want to see those 2 lanes completely open for you. That's why there was a silence of appreciation from me, because this is how you go and get your precious soul.
Yes, that's how you go and get your precious game, because that's basically what they have been doing all throughout it. And it's working perfectly fine because, well, that's strategy, you know, that's good coaching. And it's showing how QLASH really has the potential to go up for a grand finals. We're still in the first game of the best of 3 of the upper finals, so there's still much to happen. But they're showing that they're definitely on the level that we considered G2 to be, and that G2 are, and even outplaying them, which is absolutely thrilling.
What really interests me in this game is that we're talking about QLASH and how they might not be able to dictate the pace of the game when they're playing against G2. But look at them. They just pour a little bit more audacity to the mix, and all of a sudden they can continue with their strategy, even in this game, even against this opponent. And G2 are in a position where they're just behind and they're left to just answer to whatever QLASH are throwing at them.
Yes, it's looking very unfortunate and unlikely for a comeback for G2 at this point, because once again, you mentioned perfectly that it was obvious they were going to get the Drake on this one, but I think it was just a little bit of a distraction to guarantee it. That's not much of a problem. The Pantheon is going to be back in time for any of the other objectives, so it's something that I always say in MOBAs. Sometimes dying is not the worst. You know, if your team is doing something that's even more important and your death just contributed to taking the attention of the enemy towards something else, I'll take it any day.
I'm still having a feeling that Devil Trigger is going for a little bit of an, oh my god, fun girl! That's a lot of damage out there, but it's not going to be enough to take down Karina. However, what I was trying to say, I feel like Devil Trigger is going for overkills throughout this game, with all those maybe unnecessary ultimates being thrown here and there, with a death there. Like, yeah, you can see the point of dying, but at the same time, were QLASH really in the position where they were feeling threatened by G2 to go and stop the dragon from happening? Because it didn't look like that to me. Oh my god, are we up for another fight in G2's own jungle? That is, but they're all here, so no, that's not a good idea to fight QLASH.
Absolutely not. As they are going away on this one, they know they don't have that much vision. And as exactly as you pointed out, it's their jungle. And at this
Hmm.
point in the game, they don't have all the mid turrets taken down. So G2 still pretty much has the presence on it. They don't have vision of Karina though. They did
Oh.
a nice little steal with the smite. Still plenty of time for it to come back before the Baron spawns in 1 and 20. So I think right now it's just starting to look like a dance from both teams, right? And trying to establish dominance in this upper jungle.
Oh wow! Oh, that's a steal for a steal, and 26 streams continues a little bit. But what's interesting is what exactly is going to happen right now, because yeah, it's just 1 minute before the next Baron is going to be up, and getting the second Baron so late in the game means that you most probably should be able to take down the enemy base completely. We see Clash actually preparing for it, because look at that, we have Pantheon on the other side of the map. The champion who can try to get to you as quickly as possible is trying to, again, act as a distraction, while the rest of the team have been around that side of the map where the Baron is going to spawn. Look at the amount of vision that they left behind in the enemy jungle. It's not the enemy jungle anymore, it's their jungle as well.
Yes. Yeah, and that's exactly what they were doing. You know, they were trying to dance one step forward, one step back, and then once they felt comfortable that they knew they had spotted the enemies, they could place a couple of wards, and that's what they did. And precisely, it's now their jungle. To be fair, it's looking a little shared right now because they're trying to engage on this one. No vision. Now there is 26 has dropped the ward. They're going pretty much aggressive on this one. Damage from Tifa is there, so don't underestimate the Vax. 26 Dreams still has the ultimate, but you don't have to be that aggressive. The shielding is enough to stop the execute. Karina trying to get a warding, but it's once again looking like that dance I mentioned. And right now they were dancing not to have vision, but to take the vision.
It's just a never-ending dance in this part of the map. However, Clash seem to be winning it so far. The 26 streams is acting a little bit relentlessly sometimes around those bushes when they don't have enough vision, but it's still good. What Clash were also trying to do, at least it looked like so, they were trying again to aim for Karina, and Karina was giving them some opportunities, sometimes stepping a little bit further, trying to place some walls here and there. But the fact that G2 Karina is still alive means that for Clash, while they can and absolutely should still go for the Baron, it's a little bit risky, because the possibility for Belvet to just go into the pit and steal the Baron from them is very scary.
And Solari, tell me something. The possibility of Karina going, okay, we don't have the True Shot Barrage, but it's going to be G2 knowing that they are a little around the corner, but they weren't melting the Baron as fast as they thought they would be. But, well, I was going to ask, is it going to be enough? What would G2 have to do if they got a steal on it? But of course, it wasn't the case.
Yeah, if only they got a steal there, it would have been a possibility for them to stop the game, to prolong it for as much as possible. Maybe try to play around their scaling, obviously mostly around Karina, because Karina is behind in terms of the items. She desperately needs gold right now to be funneled into her to make sure she itemizes a little bit more and feels safer in the big fights. Or just anything that will help them feel safer in the fights would help, to be honest. But it's not going to happen anymore. They lost the Baron, and right now this is going to be another fight, because the Ornhorn has been spawned, and this is a lot of damage. Karina is again being caught out completely, but look at the health bars of Clash. They're so low, and only the Lamb's Respite saves them all from dying at once. But this only thing is enough for them to just turn the tables around and keep going and keep chasing G2. And look at them, they're not going to stop there. It's going to be another kill, and Devil Trigger, maybe that's enough. No, says Devil Trigger, and goes for an ace.
Oh, that was beautiful. The flash and the stun forward from Devil Trigger to finish off and guarantee that it was going to be an ace. An easy clean on pushing with the Baron buff. I believe we're just the closest we are to an enemy respawning is going to be 10 seconds from now. They have damage to take out the turret. We're going to go for the Nexus one as well. I don't think they're going to stop at anything at this one. We're going to have Clash going for the second game of the best of 3 with a 1-0 lead.
Okay, that is a big game. Again, we have 24 in